Since the invention of photography around 1830, photographic science has rapidly evolved, even in our lifetime. Now tell me, how many young people today remember loading a film camera, taking pictures that they wouldn't see for days? Well, today, thanks to digital photography, the camera has unlimited creative possibilities. Well, just ask Kate Harrold, who uses her lens in the world of surreal photography. When Kate Harrold takes a picture, she sees more than what's in the viewfinder. She focuses on a part of what will be a fusion of images. It's all part of the wild world of surreal photography.
I'm usually trying to think about the person in the image and what's going on in their head and their imagination and how I can translate that. So that's why I have kids in a lot of my pieces, because kids have these huge imaginations, and when they play, they go, who knows where they go. So I try to think about that and try to put that on paper.
In surreal photography, otherwise believable scenes and situations are transformed into waking dreams, even hallucinations. The results are often achieved by combining unrelated elements to create surprising and even humorous combinations.
As much as possible, I'm shooting every element, even the Ark, which has Venice Beach with all the animals across it. I shot most of those animals at the zoo here.
Kate says her style draws inspiration from the boundless imagination and curiosity of childhood. This piece, by the way, is called Shipwreck.
I liked the idea of just the little piece of tentacle coming above the water and grabbing the kid's boat. So they have their boats on strings. So in their imagination, below the water, this gigantic octopus is just lurking and playing with them.
Kate and her husband Jason often travel to capture images for future projects. Although last year, COVID put a stop to that. In fact, she says the pandemic inspired her to create this surreal work called Hold On.
I didn't know what was going on, and I wanted to create that feeling of everything just up in the air. But the women I used in the image, their feet are still on the ground, and they're holding the house down. And so when the wind dies down, everything will settle, and you move on from there. That is where the sidewalk ends, so it's based off of Shel Silverstein's poem. So I used that as the inspiration, and then I started figuring out how I could piece that together and build a sidewalk that falls apart, and I put the dirt underneath, and then I added all these little details like a bird's nest with birds flying from it underneath the sidewalk, and my dog Lucy is falling through the manhole.
Assembling many little pictures within a big picture is a meticulous process, with of course a lot of help from Photoshop. But finally there's the last step, capturing that work on paper.
I print it really big and do an edition of 10. And those are the pieces I'll hang on the wall. And then I'll also print some smaller pieces in a larger edition and sell them as more accessible prints.
She and Jason own this little gallery near 5 Points in East Nashville, where they display and sell their works. And when time allows, she sells at various art shows around the country.
It's fun. People always say it's something they've never seen before. And when kids come in my booth, it's really fun because they're just whoa, why is that happening? And is that real? And it's each of my pieces kind of tells a story, so it's fun to see people react to it and try to put the story together.
Kate Harrold could have taken the traditional path to professional photography, but her mind's eye seems to focus on more than conventional pictures. With surrealism, she can share dreamlike scenarios with her audience and stimulate their imaginations way beyond the picture frame.
I want them to be inspired, and I want them to smile, and I think because there's kids in a lot of pieces, it feels nostalgic a lot, and sometimes that brings people back, even as an adult looking at it. Any kind of response is good. If there's no response at all, that means there's something wrong with your piece.